On this week's episode of a Thai football podcast, Lyle Andrews files his match report from Nakhon Pathom Utd's home defeat against Nakhon Ratchasima. Dale talks to Jenna, Natcha, Danielle and Tanya from Pattaya-based women's football club Venus FC about their contributions on and off the pitch and the inspiring work they do with the underprivileged in their local community. Plus, Futera Utd supporter Blue drops in to explain how a fan-run club identifies which players to sign and previews the 24-25 TSP season. Thai Football Podcast Match Reports.
Well, here we go. First home game of the season. 3 points already in the bag for Nakhon Pathom Utd. And I must say today, I'm a little bit nervous about what the result might be. Certainly, the Ratchaburi game, first game of the season, Nakhon Pathom played below expectations, particularly in the second half. But I really can't call today's match. Obviously, we're all looking forward to seeing Buck back. No doubt there'll be a few fans booing. I certainly won't, but it looks today like he's going to be a sub. Anyway, the Nakhon Pathom Utd versus the SWAT Cats, and I'll keep you posted with the scores. Well, early team news in, and Nakhon Pathom made one change from the Ratchaburi game, and that's Nakhon coming out, which is such a shame. He got 2 assists, leading the table of assists this season. Not quite sure why he's not playing. Anyway, an interesting change, and we'll see how it turns out as the game progresses. Halfway through the first half, Nakhon Pathom Utd 0, SWAT Cats 0. Not much between these two sides for the first 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, Nakhon Pathom Utd grew in ascendancy. Lovely cross from the right. Leslie just got under the header and went out for another corner. And Nopagau's just taken a lovely shot from the right-hand side of the area and a good save from the keeper, but stopped here for an injury. Bugger all wrong with this lad. But still, Nakhon Pathom Utd 0, SWAT Cats 0. 31 minutes, Nakhon Pathom Utd 0, SWAT Cats 1. Didn't see it coming, but the centre forwards, the SWAT Cats, just had the ball played into his feet, turned and slotted it past Natcha in the bottom corner. SWAT Cats fans going ballistic, but neither team deserves a goal at the moment, I have to say. Both teams nullifying each other. But anyway, Nakhon Pathom Utd 0, SWAT Cats 1. A draw would have been a fairer half-time result, but I have to say the lad took his goal very well. Everything else has been speculative from both teams throughout the first half. Filipovic tested the keeper with a long-range 35-yarder. Both midfields nullifying each other. The young number 7 for SWAT Cats looks dangerous down the left, and Tagoito's getting rather pissed off with some of the challenges that appear to be going unnoticed by the referee in terms of bookings. Anyway, let's hope for a better second half. 58 minutes, Nakhon Pathom Utd 0. SWAT Cats 2. All the pressure from Nakhon Pathom Utd. Tagoito having a few chances down the left. It's broke for SWAT Cats. They played it out to their number 7, who I said it was a bit of a danger man down the right. He's just played a glorious ball, missed by the number 10 for SWAT Cats, and then just slotted into an empty net. Not really much to say about that. It was a quality goal. Full time, Nakhon Pathom Utd 1, SWAT Cats 2. I'm not quite sure whether the referee only got 7 minutes after the sending off. I counted at least 10 minutes, but at the end of the day, SWAT Cats probably shaded it as the better team. They were more clinical in and around the box. The crossing was spot on, as opposed to the Nakhon Pathoms, and they looked the shadow of the team that played against Ratchaburi last weekend. Nice goal from Valdo, 2 this season now. Crossing from the left, leaping up at the back, and then looping the ball into the back of the net. But I have to say, very disappointed with Nakhon Pathom Utd today, but well done, SWAT Cats. Time to go home. Nakhon Pathom Utd 1, SWAT Cats 2.
Thai Football Podcast Interview. So today we're joined by Jenna, Natcha, Danielle and Tanya from Venus FC. Welcome along. It's great to have you on the podcast.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, Dave. Thanks for having us again.
First up, I'm going to find out what you all do and get to know a little bit about you. So, Jenna, can you just remind us who you are and what your position is with Venus FC, please?
I started Venus FC maybe 2 years ago. There's a girls' academy, which is part of it, which is where we coach girls from the age of 8 to 17 years old. And then the newest part of it is actually Venus FC women's team, which was started in November of last year. I coach for the girls' academy and I play for the women's team and also do the organisation for the women's team as well. So I very much run everything, but I wouldn't be able to do it without the help of a team of wonderful women that I have who all help me out with the organisational side of things, as well as being players for the team as well.
So we're going to find out what they all do now. Natcha, welcome to the podcast. What is it you do at Venus FC?
I think mainly right now I'm kind of busy with uni as I'm a uni student. So mainly I just support Miss Jenna in whichever aspect she needs help on and sometimes pop by to play with them.
You've got to realise, Natcha, football comes first. Forget your education. Football's far more important.
Yeah, I was weighing it up between uni and football, pursuing through like a professional path.
I am only joking. Get an education, Natcha. Danielle, what about you?
Hi, so I play for the women's team and I also help Jenna coach the girls' teams too. I think I've been with Jenna pretty much from the start. Yeah, I've seen it grow and it's a wonderful thing to see. It's going well so far.
That's great. And your dad's the coach, apparently.
Yes. So for the women's team, we were looking for a coach and my dad's always coached me from the start. So I said, would you like to come join? And he's jumped at the opportunity. He loves being surrounded by all the women, all the jokes that go on. Yeah, he's having the time of his life. And it's nice for me and him to spend some time like we did when I was a kid. So yeah, it's like a full circle.
That's great. And is he very tough?
He is on me. We've fallen out a couple times. I'll get back home after training. We'll go together. We drive home and he'll make me do like 100 headers before I can have dinner. I'll be like, no one else on the team is doing this. It's just me. But I love it. Can't ask for anything else.
And Tanya, what about you?
Hi, so my role here at Venus is I do the social Facebook posts and Instagram posts. I edit video, pictures, and information of our team. If we have tournaments coming up, I advertise them and share them around social media.
I love the way that you not only all play in the team, but you do all these other roles as well. I think that's fantastic. It must add to the community of the club as well. Is that something you did consciously, Jenna?
Like I say, when I started, I immediately found Danielle, and it was like finding a diamond because I couldn't find anyone who was there to kind of support me and someone that I trusted. So I found Danielle and she helped me with the coaching in the girls' academy. And then it slowly evolved and we both enjoyed playing football as well. So we came up with the idea of the women's team. And then the women's team started to get bigger. We didn't know whether it would be a success at the start because it started quite slowly. But as it started to get bigger, we started to get more interest and more people were asking us to do things. So we decided to come up with a committee. And so there's 5 of us on the committee, me being one of them, Danielle, Tanya, a girl called Alicia, and a girl called Katie, who are not here today. But we all have different roles. And any decisions that need to be made about the team, about tournaments that we're going to enter, about events that we might do, we kind of all get together and talk about that. So that's how we kind of shared our roles out by forming a committee.
All the decisions made are pretty much made as a team. Places we want to go, what we want to do, where we see the team going in the future. It's all done over a good base, really.
And we consciously picked people of different backgrounds and different experiences in football, because we were aware that some decisions that me, Danielle and Tanya might make as being more experienced footballers might ostracize people who are less experienced footballers. So we kind of made a conscious decision to have all different abilities within the committee. Also, Danielle and Tanya were really important to have on the committee as well, because as well as being English speaking, they're also Thai speaking. So we wanted to make sure that we could reach out to the Thai community as well.
No, it's a really good way to approach it. And like you say, all this expertise and being able to tap into it and benefit from it is really wonderful. And it's a great way to run a football club. I think it's a good model for a lot of clubs, to be honest. Natcha, just coming back to you, you started in the academy and now you're playing in the first team. Is that right?
Yep. I was under Miss Jenna's coaching and now I'm like playing with her now, so it's quite interesting situation. I really enjoy it now, like playing with her and getting to develop my skills further even more.
What have you enjoyed most from your journey from academy to first team player?
I think what I enjoy most is slowly building up my football skills and being able to play like from only dribbling and only passing to now doing skills and like actually playing with a coach, I think, who coached me. I think that's the most like enjoyable bit.
And as Jenna says, you know, because you've got such a wide range of abilities as well, obviously people with a lot of experience, people who've played a lot of football, I guess that's helped you as well in your development, has it?
Yeah, I think it really helps me. And I've also played in a Bangkok league, which is one of the women's professional teams, which has also helped me grow as well as with the support of Miss Jenna. So I think that coupled together, it really helped me boost my football skills.
Tanya, I'd just like to ask you about your off-field role. So you deal with all the social media side of things. What exactly do you do, and how can people get in touch? How can people follow your progress on social media?
Our main social media platform would be Instagram and as well as Facebook. And we try to target all women and all female basically who are interested in training with us. We update our pictures of our trainings, our tournaments, upcoming tournaments or games if we do have them. We just try to invite people to join us and grow our team.
And does that take up a lot of your time?
It does.
Yeah, it does.
I do have a full-time job too. But I love this team and I love my role. I'm very dedicated to it and I enjoy doing it. That's the most important thing for me. I do have like some skills that can help me work faster with, creating a flyer or making a post and stuff. But above all, I enjoy doing it very much. Yeah, I love it.
You should see her at the end of training trying to rally everyone to get a TikTok together. And we're all saying, could we not have done this before we all got sweaty?
Yeah.
Dale, one of the most rewarding things that I've found in this process is that I obviously have started this through like a passion of football, a passion that I had like growing up and playing football, and I've been able to execute this, and it comes from my passion. One thing that I underestimated and didn't expect to happen at all was that I'd come in to start the girls team and I'd meet people like Danielle, like Natcha, like Tanya, who have the same passion for football as I do and passion for this team being successful. And I have to like credit them, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do everything that we've done. Like Tanya and Danielle work so hard behind the scenes at things. Like I'm always texting them and asking them to do things. So for me, it's really special that I have those people around me, because I couldn't do it all on my own.
Oh, Jenna. I think the one thing that makes our like Venus team different from every other team, like, is that we're a team, but we're also friends. Like we care about each other. After training, we all want to go out and get food together. We just want to chit chat or even like grab a coffee. Like we genuinely love each other and like want to help each other grow. We want Venus to do so well because we believe in it. We believe in Jenna. The idea is there. The girls are wonderful.
Yeah.
That's something that's really coming across. And Danielle, I'm surprised you've got energy for anything else after 100 headers every day before you're allowed to eat. So
I'm getting better.
Even more impressive. This whole community that you've built, obviously, we've already seen that it's not about just what happens on the pitch. And as Danielle's just said, you all have established these friendships now and these relationships, and you're clearly all very close and support each other. But it goes further than that, doesn't it? You're doing things out in the community as well. So what kind of projects are you involved in the local community, Natcha?
Before I moved to uni, I had a few friends that would play football with me. So we would sometimes play along with the local girls there. So that was one of the community projects I did. And also I remember Venus doing a trip to the local community partners and like teaching them football too.
So Venus FC teamed up with the amazing charity called Take Care Kids. I think that was back in, was it in June? Back in June we did that. So we went to help and give the kids the chance to participate in football.
And how have they responded to that?
They loved it. The kids, you should have seen. So me and Jenna went and we did a little coaching session where we brought kids. We also had students from our younger girls team come, a couple of them. And we did a little training session, got them all running, shooting footballs, and then put them into teams and had a little tournament. And their faces lit up. All of them were so cute, so adorable, just wanting to play football, run around.
It was a great experience. These children come from really underprivileged backgrounds. A lot of them were taken from borders where they were trying to be trafficked across borders and things like that, which is so sad. And Take Care Kids looks after them. They're actually a foster home. So the children, they go to school and then they live there. So what Venus does is we go in, we've done one session, but we have another session booked at the end of August to go in and just coach football to them. And it's very much recreational and fun and just getting them to be active and giving them an opportunity to express themselves through sport.
Yeah, that's lovely. It's a really nice thing to do. And I know myself from my own experiences, within that community, there are quite a lot of people who are very, very poor indeed. So I think that's great how you're getting involved. Have you spotted any players amongst them who you think are future Venus FC stars?
I'm sure there's a couple I remember. There was one girl who was really good in goal.
And then there was actually some little boys there as well. And they were absolutely fantastic. They were so small that they could like take the ball and dribble it around everyone. It was great that our academy girls were also able to go there. And, you know, it's a huge contrast between the backgrounds that they have and the backgrounds that these children have. So being able to merge those two things and to get them to use sport as a platform to spread love is really important to us.
It sounds you're all very passionate about it as well. So just moving away from that, Tanya, I think the last time I spoke to Jenna, it was just ahead of the match you had against a team from Korea. First off, how did that go? And what have you got lined up for the future?
Well, we do have a tournament in Hua Hin lining up. That's something that we're really looking forward to. A 7-a-side female, was it, tournament?
Yeah, 7-a-side tournament in Hua Hin. We're really lucky that we've been sponsored part of that tournament by Daniel's family business. So a big shout out to them for helping us with that because it's quite expensive, the entrance fees for that. So that's in September. And then we had our game against the Korean team, which was really, really good fun. It was, you know, the first kind of international game that we've been able to put on, and we had it at Planet Football. The day was so rainy, you wouldn't believe it. It was like the whole day it rained from morning till afternoon. So we played in the rain and it was a great experience.
Obviously, I'm aware of Planet Football, a local organisation that has pitches and runs clubs and everything. What sort of relationship do you have with them?
Actually, Planet Football are really, really supportive and trying to help out anywhere they can with the girls' academy and with the women's football as well. They actually recorded the game for us, and then someone at Planet split it into our highlights and split it into the goals and things like that. So we were able to use that footage to post and to advertise our game and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I can't speak highly enough of Planet and their like integration of us within the football community here.
And another link to the local community as well. Danielle, what's been the highlight so far of your time with Venus FC?
Ooh, I think the one memory that I remember most is when we hosted a little tournament at the region school a couple months ago, and we had teams come down from Bangkok, and we split our Venus team into 2 teams, and one of the teams were in the finals against Big Mango FC. And this had probably been some of our girls' first tournament. And to see everyone come together and play, and then for it to be such like a close game where everybody's got their head in the game, we're all like rooting for each other. And we did come second, and Big Mango FC did come first, but for some of the girls, for it to be their first tournament and to play that well, it was like so inspiring, because it just shows everybody is so invested. And then like it shows like the growth that we have for the future and more tournaments to come. We're going to be more ready, because this was a couple months ago towards the start of our women's team, that it's like inspiring to see.
And what about you, Natcha? What's been the highlight so far for you?
I think the highlight of my time in Venus was the Korean match with like a Korean team, Waffle FC. It was a highlight because I think that the playing style was different from ours. So it was interesting to see how they were playing and using that experience and transferring it to improve my skills better.
And what a fabulous experience as well, playing against a team from abroad. That must have been wonderful.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience because I think that the cultures that we had exchanged during that time, only like a short period of time, was a lot, I would say. And it was really fun hanging out with the Korean players and trading food as well as trading like slangs that we know. Yeah.
Excellent. I like the trading food and trading slang angle of it. So that's a great excuse to bring teams in to play against. Tanya, what about you? What's been the highlight of your time with Venus FC?
Making new friends, yeah. I just moved back from Japan last year, and when I came back, I was, just looking for new friends. I know Danielle for a long time. We played together when we were younger, like 10 years ago, I think. And she messaged me to join the team. Hey, there's a woman team coming up. I have a passion for football anyway, so yeah, I think my highlight would be meeting all these wonderful women who share the same passion as me.
Jenna, what's next? We've already heard about the tournament that's coming up in Hua Hin. What about the future of Venus FC? How's that looking?
It's looking very busy, which gives me a heart attack and makes me very excited at the same time, because I don't know how we're going to do all the things that we need to do. We've touched on the charity work that we're doing. That will continue throughout the year. And, a shout out to, if there are any charities out there that are interested in us coming in and leading a program, then we are open to working with another charity at least. We could probably do one more. We have the tournament in Hua Hin coming up, and then we're going to be hosting another tournament. And I'm hoping that this one will be an international tournament. So it will be in Thailand, but I would like to invite the Korean team, Waffle, back to play with us. Then there's a couple of teams in Bangkok that I would like to invite, and a couple of teams in Hua Hin. I also know someone in China who might be able to invite a couple of teams over as well. So if we could get that together and host an international tournament, that would be a really huge thing for us to be able to do. And, something that's great to start here in Thailand, because you don't see it very often at an amateur level in women's football in Thailand, in this area.
Going off what I've heard so far today, I think if anybody can do it, you lot can. That's certainly come across today. It's been absolutely wonderful just hearing all about it and chatting to you all. That passion and love that you have, not just for the game, but for each other and for the club and for your community has really come over strongly. So I think you to be commended very highly for that. And you're doing a fantastic job. So just before we finish, I'm going to go around to each one of you, and I just want a very quick soundbite. Tanya will appreciate this, being a social media person. A very quick soundbite as to why you think young girls in particular should get involved in football. So Jenna, we'll start with you.
Get involved in women's or girls football to challenge yourself as a person, to grow as a person, and to make new friends with women of a similar mindset.
Okay, Natcha?
I'd say football does not only allow you to improve physically, it allows you to improve mentally in terms of your mental resilience.
Okay, Danielle? Looks like she's gone. All that heading practice has affected her hearing, I think. So, Tanya, she's back.
No, sorry, I was muted. I was going to say, people should join us because it's such a good way. Oh, wait, I don't know what to say.
Can
we come back to
yeah.
It's the pressure. It's the pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure. So it's all that heading. It's affected your brain, Danielle. I'm going to have a word with your dad next time I see him.
Please do. Tell him to go easy on me.
Tell him he needs to ease off a little bit. He was a bit like that when I played alongside him as well. He used to bully me.
Oh, you played alongside with him?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
I've known. Well, I call him Mr. Dale, but Dale for about 20 years too, Tanya. He was like a teacher when I was at Regents.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
and a teammate
Wow,
of,
it's a
teammate of
small
your
world.
coach as well. So I could tell you some stories. Tanya, last word with you. It seems appropriate given you're the social media expert for the club. Just very quickly, sum up why young girls should get involved in football.
I think that football can help many girls to develop the skills that they can use later on in life, such as teamwork, communication, leadership. And most importantly, through football, I was able personally, from my own experience, I was able to develop a much higher confidence and self-esteem. And it gives me so much enjoyment. And yeah, I've grown to love football. And then I find that the skills that I have learned from football as a young girl from a young academy, I use those skills in my older life.
That's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed that. And I just want to say a huge thank you to you all for giving up your time to come on today. It's been fantastic. And I'm so impressed with what you're doing. Absolutely knocked out by it. So thanks, Jenna. Thanks, Natcha. Thanks, Danielle. Thanks, Tanya. And hopefully I'll get to see you all very soon, which would be lovely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Fran and I'm listening to a Thai football podcast. Everything you ever wanted to know about Thai football and so much more.
Hi, Blue. How's it going?
Hi, mate. Yeah, all good. Good to be here as always. I'm watching the PSW try list at the moment. If you hear me making any remarks on goals happening or anything like that, as we speak, there's actually Futera Utd have got a try list game going on against SH345, which is not a team I know. And then after this, the best of the try lists are going to play Futera Utd in a short friendly match. And we've even got a ex-Thai international that's trialing for us today. The league, I've not been very happy with it, I've got to admit. The TSP, as it's called, or if you're familiar with baking, the Teaspoon League, a 10-game season. So it's meant to be a Thai-only league, so you can't have any foreign players. And it's basically meant to be for potentially younger players and to help develop Thai talent. But I don't understand how a 10-game season can help develop talent. My direct message to anybody that's involved in the league is more matches or scrap it, basically, because I think in some respects it's actually a little bit detrimental.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. That sounds like a really silly idea. But then again, Thai football authorities are known for silly ideas, really. It's probably the latest in a long line.
Well, it's a stepping stone that we're required to take and we're happy to do so, but it's not really fruitful, let's put it that way. So at the moment, we're preparing for the FA Cup and we're going to use that as an extended trial period for certain players. Because last year we didn't do too well with the signings. They were all wonder kids when they were in the trial match and then headless chickens when they actually got on the pitch during the season. So one of the things that really bothered me was our last game of the season last year was against Lucky San, and it was basically for second position in the league. And we got beaten comprehensively 3-0. And I would say half the team were on holiday and the other half were thinking about their 7-a-side league. With a 10-game season, it's over pretty quickly. And Dome absolutely smashed it last season. So I was quite disappointed with the mentality of some of the players, to be quite honest. So we did need a bit of a clear out and get a little bit more experience in. And that's where I'm hoping that if this ex-Thai international's up to mustard, then that'll definitely be a bit more experience and a bit more leadership on the field.
Yeah, and it'll be a huge coup for you as well. It'll give you a lot more credibility and credence and show that the club is serious.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we've only been in existence for sort of 3-4 years now. Really, we're still, say, semi-pro league, so a Thai international at this point, although I'm aware that they took a load from T2 and it's not quite the same as sending England international or perhaps some of the other countries. It's still, as I say, a massive step up and something for us to be proud of, constantly make forward progression. That's the main thing.
Looking back, what were your overall thoughts on last season?
Quite disappointing, to be honest. We had a couple of injuries to some big players. We were missing a prolific striker. We had to get rid of a couple of our foreign players that had been with us since the start. Shout out to Galbasana. So it felt like we'd taken a couple of steps back, to be honest. One of our very good defenders, Mark, took a sabbatical year. Understandably, I think family and work issues and all that kind of stuff. A couple of players had to go back to their home states. It was quite difficult, as I say, with the signings not working out. We did the best that we could, but I felt that we were lacking a lot in some places. So I would have wanted a longer season to try and work out the problems that we have with the team. You can't really work through formations in a 10-game season. We had to basically say 4-4-2 from the start, and that's what we'll do. I think this season I might try and be a bit more creative, as the formations are down to the fans, the holders. I won't reveal it yet, but I think we're going to try and do something a little bit different. So yes, last season, our standard players, we did have a couple of decent signings. We had a lad, lovely goal there. Nice 25 from outside the box. Yeah, lovely little goal. We'll sign him up. We signed Taku last season, a Japanese chap, and he's been an absolute workhorse in midfield. So very happy with our centre midfield. Not too happy with our central defence and left back situation and strikers. Other than that, we're looking fairly good. Got some new blood coming through from the academy. We've had a couple poached from foreign clubs. I believe it was Real Sociedad, I think, took one of them. I think it was one of the futsal clubs in Spain took another one, which I thought was a little bit of a weird one, but there we go. Yeah, luckily we've got the PSW Academy behind us, and they're absolutely prolific. So we're hoping to bring through a few more of those. I mean, we've got Iku this year, was 15 when he trialled for us last year. I think he's 16 going on 17 now, and he's a foot taller, and hopefully he hasn't gone gangly. You know what happens with some of these young kids? The skills are all there, and then the next thing you know, they're all gangly and they don't know what to do with themselves.
Or he could be the next Peter Crouch.
But if we can find a tall striker, that would be the one, won't it, in Thailand, a nice tall striker. But we've got quite an athletic, powerful centre-back that's trialling for us at the moment. The only thing that I've noticed with him is he does like to get up into the box a little bit. You're meant to be centre-back, not centre-forward, mate, but it could just be because it's a trial match. We need new blood, basically, is what I'm saying from last season. Results weren't even horrendous, Second to last game of the season, we won 6-0. We got beat 4-2 away at Dome. 4-1 Dome beat us at home. And that's really it. It was playing Dome, those two games, that prevented us from winning the league. That's what got them the league and lost us the league.
It sounds a bit like the Scottish League. It's the rest might as well not bother and just have Celtic and Rangers playing the whole time. They're the games that decide that title, aren't they, up in Scotland?
Yes, well, I mean, before last season, we hadn't lost a game in season. So, it really was a step up in competition, and also hopefully a learning curve for some of the players.
You were talking about signings and trialists just now. How does that work? As holders, as fans, do you also scout players and recommend them to the club?
Yes, we can scout and look for players and ask the team to go and look at them. However, our knowledge of Thai football is minuscule, and that is not really going to happen until we perhaps get somebody like yourself maybe involved. That would be going to football matches. I mean, to be honest, mate, most of our holders learn our opposition team names when we play them. Because we're lower down the leagues, half the teams you've never heard of. So to actually find players in them, we're better off relying on our coaching staff. And Coach Den, he's got connections throughout the game. It's almost better just to rely on them. And then the other side of it is we're very lucky that our name seems to travel in Thailand quite easily. So for these trials, we had about 120 people turn up. Last year, we had over 100 people turn up. I think the first year we had somewhere in the region of 60 to 70 people turn up. I'm not saying that the quality of them are fantastic. I'm just saying we don't really have to do a hell of a lot of advertisement for people to want to come and play for us. And it's because there's an international fan base behind us. One of our players, M, has fractured his jaw, and I daren't ask how. Whether it be a street fight or whether it be in a match, he lost some teeth and everything. But I've been joking around with him on Instagram saying, you're going to be the water boy this year, or you're going to have to do your medical license sort of thing, There's a good interaction between the players and the staff and the fans. So I think they enjoy that, and it's something perhaps they don't get when they're playing for these other clubs. It's not so much about management, it's about making the fans proud of what you're doing, making the fans happy, making the fans see that you're working hard for the club. And that's why there's players that perhaps don't always perform fantastically, but are fan favourites and will get voted in. And that is one of the downsides of what we do. But essentially, the way that this will work is some of these players will turn up and be whittled down by the coaching staff. There is a possibility that we've asked for certain players or certain teams to be looked at. There's teams which have gone out the league, and I particularly asked for us to go and look for players at a particular team that I won't mention because I think it might be rude to sort of say that we deliberately went after or didn't. We've only ended up with 2 or 3 of them actually turning up. So whether that actually worked or not is yet to be seen. Whether our coaching staff even took notice, I don't know. But it's still ultimately going to be mine and the other holders' decisions on who we sign. They will present the players to us. They'll give us the trial matches. They'll say, we like this player, we like this player. And then ultimately the holders will do what they like. So we have a public room in Discord and we have a private room in Discord where we chat and we talk about the various players, what we need, what we don't need. So there's a chance that a lot of these players unwittingly will be coming to trial without there actually being a place for them in the squad whatsoever. That's just part and parcel of it. It is ultimately our decision, though. And I remember last season, there was a defensive midfielder called Baz that the coaching staff wanted, but we had enough central midfielders and we didn't want to have to put somebody else on the bench for this player that we didn't really know much about. So in the end, we didn't sign him. I noticed that the coaching staff weren't too happy about that. But this is the dance that we do between us, and they trust us and we trust them. This season, however, I have said, coaching staff, be a bit more forceful about who you want, tell us why you want them, and convince us a little bit more. As I say, there is a bit of a dance to be done there, but it seems to be working so far.
One of the infamous football cliches that gets thrown around is the league season is a marathon, not a sprint. But in your case, I think it is a sprint, isn't it? 10 games. So what are your expectations for this season?
Promotion. Nothing else will be accepted. Short and sweet.
Like the season itself.
No, sorry, mate. Yeah. So from this season, really, we need forward progression every season. Last season, we finished 3rd, and I thought we were a bit weak mentally. This season, I want to see a team that no matter what happens, are fighting 100%, 90 minutes of the match. We need promotion to T3. It's unsustainable for clubs to be in a TSP full stop. You're not going to be able to keep players and you're not going to be able to progress players in this league. So it is imperative that we get promotion this season. And that is incredibly difficult. But with the way that the Thai league works, with teams dropping in and out, there's always ways and means around it where you might win the league, you might not get through the Champions stage, and then you might still get an invitation to T3. So ultimately, we have to win the league first, and then everything else that follows from Champions sort of stage after that. If we get through that, fantastic. If we don't, at least we put ourselves in a position to show that we're ready to join T3 with the players that we have and with the setup of the club that's behind it.
And that certainly seems the case looking in from the outside. That's been great to catch up, mate. Really enjoyed that. And I'm going to let you go now and get back to watching the trial. I'll see if you can spot any more hidden gems amongst the 150 or so trialists you've got out there.
Our captain's just been done over by a central midfielder from the trialist team. Number 5, we'll keep our eye on him.
That's it for this week. Thanks to Lyle, Jenna, Natcha, Danielle, Tanya and Blue for joining us on a Thai football podcast. And thanks to you for listening. We'll see you all next time.